Hello followers and welcome everyone. In today's video I'm gonna show you another strategy for binary options which I call the 3-candle entry exit pattern strategy. Before I get started, please read the disclaimer carefully. I'm gonna break down this video into 4 parts as follows. First, I'm gonna explain what does the 3-candle entry exit mean. Second, I'm gonna discuss the concept of the 3-candle entry exit pattern, how to identify the pattern properly. 3, I'm gonna explain the mechanics of the strategy. And finally, the last part of this video is gonna be a live trading example to become more familiar with the 3-candle entry exit pattern strategy. Let's jump to the chart. Okay, now I'm gonna explain the 3-candle entry exit first before I get to the pattern. So what I mean by entry exit, it starts with selecting 3 consecutive candles. For example, I can select these 3 consecutive candles as you can see here. Once I've selected 3 consecutive candles, the first candle I call it entry. It is an entry candle. The third one I call it exit. It is an exit candle. So we select 3 consecutive candles, and the first candle within this setup is called entry. The third candle is called exit. That's simple. Okay, now what is the 3-candle entry exit pattern that we are looking for in this video? The 3-candle entry exit pattern is very simple. When the entry and the exit candles have the same color. I repeat, when the entry candle and the exit candle have the same color, that's what I refer to as a 3-candle entry exit pattern. For example, these 3 consecutive candles, as you can see here, the entry candle and the exit candle have the same color, red. Correct? Another example, if I select these 3 consecutive candles, the entry candle, this one, and the exit candle, they have the same color, green. This is what I refer to as a 3-candle entry exit pattern. 3-candle entry exit pattern. It's very important to understand this before I get to the next step where I'm gonna explain other rule. Now, once we have selected a 3-candle entry exit pattern, there is a rule that we need to follow in order to identify the subsequent 3-candle entry exit. So the subsequent 3 consecutive candles has to follow a rule that I'm about to explain. So let's say we have selected this 3-candle entry exit pattern. Why it is a pattern? Well, as you remember, because the entry and the exit have the same color. So this is a 3-candle entry exit pattern. So once we have selected this, we're gonna designate the candle that comes after the exit candle. For instance, this one. This is the exit candle. The candle that comes after this exit candle, which is, for instance, this one, we're gonna call it an offset candle. Offset candle. This is the offset candle for the selected 3-candle entry exit pattern. Now, to identify the next 3-candle entry exit, we have to start with the first candle that comes after the offset candle. After the offset candle, which means this one. So this is the subsequent entry for the next subsequent 3-candle entry exits. So for our pattern, the entry is this one, right? This candle. For the subsequent 3-candle entry exit, the entry is this one, not this one. This is the offset candle. Just to understand that between these two subsequent 3-candle entry exit, there is a gap. This gap is determined or identified by one single candle, which we call it offset candle. That being said, now let's explain the mechanics of the strategy, how we trade using this pattern. First, we need to distinguish between two sorts of patterns. The first one has both bearish entry exit candles. For example, this one. Both entry and exit candles are bearish. So we're gonna call this a bearish pattern. Bearish pattern. The other one has both bullish entry exit candles. This one, for example. Both the entry and exit are bullish. So we're gonna call this a bullish pattern. So we have bullish pattern and we have bearish pattern. Now here is how we gonna trade using this pattern. One moment, I need to erase everything. So if the 3-candle entry exit pattern is a bearish pattern, like this one, bearish pattern, we're gonna enter a trade at the opening of the first subsequent entry candle. You remember, the subsequent entry candle is the one which comes after the offset candle. So we have here our pattern determined by these 3 candles. We have the offset candle, this one. Now the subsequent entry candle is this one. So we're gonna enter the first trade at the opening of this candle. Since the pattern is bearish, we're gonna enter the trade with lower option. Now, if the first trade is a losing trade, we're gonna follow up with another trade at the opening of the next candle following the first trade at the opening of this candle here, always with a lower option. Now if this candle is another losing trade, we're gonna enter the last trade at the opening of the third candle, this third candle, at the opening of this third candle with a lower option. This is for a bearish pattern. Now for the bullish pattern, taking as an example this one, this is a bullish pattern. We're gonna enter a trade at the opening of the next subsequent entry, which is For instance, this one. Remember, this is the offset candle. This is the offset candle. So we're gonna enter a trade at the opening of this candle. The subsequent entry candle. At the opening of this candle, we're gonna enter a trade with higher option. Why? Well, because the pattern is bullish, following the momentum of the pattern. It is bullish, so we're gonna enter a trade with higher option. Same thing if the first trade is a losing trade, we're gonna follow up with another trade at the opening of the next candle following the first trade, always with the same option, which is, for instance, a higher option. Now, if the second trade is another losing trade, we're gonna enter the last trade at the opening of the third candle, at the opening of this third candle, with the same option, higher option. So this strategy has a 3 potential trades cycle, which means we keep trading up to a total of 3 trades until we recover from the losses and make profit. However, if we win the first trade, we're gonna stop trading, then look for another pattern to start another cycle. It's gonna make more sense when I get to the live trading. You're gonna see this in action, so you become more familiar with this strategy. Moving on to live trading example, and first, following the routine of the platform setup, I need to check that everything is set correctly. So for my expiry time, it is 1 minute. Therefore, my time frame has to be set to 1 minute, checked. For the money management, I'll be using my Excel money management calculator. And if you want to download this for free, you're gonna find this link below this video. The link will take you to this page, then scroll down until you find the money management calculator tab, as you can see here. Then follow the download steps. Now, since this strategy works for any expiry time, make sure to match your candle time frame to the expiry time you have chosen, which means, in other words, the expiry time and the candle time frame have to be equal. Now, for the investment amount, I'm gonna start with $50. Therefore, I'm gonna put for T1 in my Excel $50. T1 means trade 1 or the first trade. Then hit enter. Now I got my T2 and T3 amounts calculated for me. So to explain this briefly, I'm gonna start with $50. That's my first trade. If I lose that trade, I'm gonna enter another trade or the second trade, T2, with $105. Now, if I lose the second trade, I'm gonna enter the last trade, which is the trade 3 or T3, with the amount of $222. All set for my money management. Make sure that the payout is the highest one. For instance, my payout is 92%. Then the last thing you need to check is make sure that your timer countdown is enabled. It's very important to check this. It's gonna assist us with the trade entry timing. All set. Now I'm safe to start my first trade. Now here is the trading process. First, I'm gonna find or look for a 3 candle entry exit pattern. Here is one. So I'm gonna select this as my 3-candle entry exit pattern, and you can notice it is a bearish pattern. So I'm gonna wait for the offset candle, which is the current opened candle, to close. Then I'm gonna start my first trade at the opening of the next candle following the offset candle with lower option. Why with lower option? Well, because the pattern is bearish. Watching my timer countdown to sharp my trade entry timing. About 10 seconds left to the candle closing time. My mouse over lower option. 2, 1, let's go. I just entered the first trade, then I'm gonna set the amount for the second trade, which is $105. Now, if I win the current trade, I'm gonna stop trading. Otherwise, if I lose the current trade, which means if the candle closes with green color, I'm gonna follow up with the second trade, always with the lower option. My eyes on the timer countdown is very important for the trade entry timing. "20 seconds to the current candle closing time. "10 seconds. My mouse over lower option. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go for the second trade. And I'm gonna set the next and last amount, which is $222. Now remember, the current candle has to close with red color in order to be a winning trade. Otherwise, I will need to enter the last trade with lower option. "20 seconds left to the candle closing time. "10 seconds. My mouse over lower option. 3, 2, 1. Let's go for the last trade. Now remember, this is my last trade. Hopefully you have the idea on how to use the strategy. And please try this first with demo account and make sure you are confident with the strategy. And avoid over trading. Try to make one trade per day and see the results over an extended time. And for advanced trading strategies, check the link below this video. 20 seconds left to the candle closing time. "10 seconds. Okay, it looks like it's gonna close with red color, which means it's gonna be a winning trade. Yes, it is a winning trade. That's all for the today's video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.